in general, if they've bought the idea, the core of it they're interested in. I think that if you are confident about what the idea is, if the idea has merit, I found it pretty successful to very respectfully say, if somebody's asking me to lose something I think is important, just in a very calm fashion to explain why I think it is important. And I've found that over the course of my career, they will generally give you the benefit of the doubt. In other words, you will be able to say, keep that character in, or try that idea in your next draft or in your first draft. If they still don't like it then, if they still have a problem with it, well then, first of all, you have to examine whether there actually is a problem with it, because generally they wouldn't be trying to lose a character if they didn't honestly feel it wasn't important. And you have to evaluate whether they're right. And at a certain point, because they're paying for the show, you have to walk that fine line between keeping the integrity of what you want to do and realizing that if you go forward to a series, it's going to cost that company at least $50 million, and that they're paying for it. And so they do have a right to comment on what it is they're going to put on their own airwaves. That's sort of the trade-off we make when we sell ideas. You know, you have to understand that it's a business. That they're financing your idea because they think it's a good investment financially. And that's what drives most of the television business and most of the movie business. And so I think it's important to recognize that. At the same time, I spent 5 years at ABC developing pilots for new shows. We made 7 of them. None of them went to series. So I lost the Walt Disney Company $55 million on those 7 pilots, and their response was to offer me another deal. So in other words, you're not held responsible for the failures or the lack of success of a show you develop or an idea you develop. They're taking all the financial risk, and in fact, they're paying you to go forward with it in partnership with them. That's one of the reasons why I view my relationship with the studio and with the network I'm making the show for as a partnership. We all want the same thing. We want a successful show. We want the best show we can do. We want them to make money on it, so they'll continue to make shows. And quite often the exact opposite happens. They lose a lot of money on the show, and yet they understand that that's part of, you know, the public accepts and rejects shows. That probably only 1 out of 20 shows could be considered even modestly successful or to very successful, and that's part of the risk they take.